What's up, everybody? It's the Mr. Straight Facts Show. I am Mr. Straight Facts, and let's get into today. There were 18,000 plus emails of Epstein that were obtained, and I believe it was by Bloomberg. Yeah, Bloomberg. I haven't seen them. I've been trying to find them. They may be somewhere, but I haven't seen them yet. But I only heard about them. And there's two emails supposedly from one guy said that it's that has Trump in it, but it's nothing really big that they think. I still want to see it myself because I don't trust anybody telling me something's not big. He said something about one was that Epstein was telling Ghislaine Maxwell to take Trump out of something. And I don't know exactly what that's about, whether he was pissed off at him or he wouldn't have anything else to do with him. Maybe that's when the friendship kind of fell apart. But, you know, you always got to do your research on that. If he said that and you get the date, now you can go back and look at the other treasure troves of shit and see what happened around that same date. Then you get an understanding where his mindset was. If that was the date that he sold his house or he bought his house out from under him, that's what he was mad about. But if that date correlates with when Donald Trump said that he took Ghislaine Maxwell, not Ghislaine Maxwell, but Vanessa Giuffre, he took her away from the spa, then we know that's what it's about. You can go back and correlate, Virginia. You can go back and correlate all that stuff if you can find out what that date is. So I want the actual treasure trove of emails because I'll go through them and try to add some dots. You know what I'm saying? Like, what does this date mean compared to that one? What's up, Woke Mike, Mark D, Demetrius, and Dennis? I see y'all. So that's what I want to see. You know what I'm saying? So if I can get my hands on these emails, I'm going to try and find them. But I haven't found them yet. I dug a little bit and I couldn't find them. I heard a few other news organizations say they haven't had them either. They can't verify them. So that means it's not in their possession. So Bloomberg may be holding on to it because there may be more dirt in it and they haven't looked through it all yet. But one thing we do know so far, well, we haven't seen it, but we can glean from what they've said. And this is what I think about Ghislaine Maxwell. She needs to go back to prison, and even further than where she was, she needed to go to maximum. Why? Because she lied to the FBI not once but multiple times. She said something to the effect that she didn't, know of his doings and things that he was doing. No, she knew. There are emails that prove that she knew. And here's the thing, Todd Blanche. Had you looked at her previous case where she got put in prison for or in jail for, you would have known she had emails. There's a lawyer who was there during the case, and she always, I think it's from MSNBC, Lisa Rubin. She's always like, wrapping things up, a legal analyst for them. And she goes to these cases and so forth and kind of reports on them, or she does it for herself just to monitor these courses herself. And during that case, there was a file found, email found, where Jeffrey Epstein was talking to Ghislaine Maxwell. And I'll let her say it to you, Lisa Rubin. I ain't going to take her thunder from her real quick, but I'll let her say it. If I can find it here, give me a second. Lisa Rubin, there we go. This is what she found in the email. She keeps it on her phone. I think the MSNBC should have had it up on the screen instead of her reading up her phone. But hey, that's me. I can't talk. I'll be messing up on my show all the time.
In 2015, I just want to pause there because that is a decade plus after Ghislaine Maxwell is telling Todd Blanche her work for Jeffrey Epstein has mostly wrapped up. This is the conversation that they have from Epstein to Maxwell. Mm-hmm. You can issue a reward to any of Virginia's friends, acquaintances, family that come forward and help prove her allegations are false. And then he continues to detail what he thinks are her strongest or most damaging allegations, and there are two of them. But the fact that they are having that conversation in 2015 as Ghislaine Maxwell is involved in a defamation lawsuit against Virginia Giuffre, Jeffrey Epstein behind the scenes, still at that point uncharged by the Southern District of New York, telling Ghislaine Maxwell secretly, you can pay money to people who say that Virginia is lying. That's heinous.
Yes, it is quite heinous. It's also illegal. He's telling her to bribe people and even her family members. Give them money so they'll make her a liar and make you the truth sayer. That to me is insane. Now, do we know she followed through with it? We don't know. But he gave her carte blanche. Yeah, you can use my money. Yeah, go ahead and pay her off because that's what we do. It gives you an understanding of why a lot of these people drop their cases, like the 13-year-old girl who went against Trump. Why she drop her case? The same shit that these people do. Pay people off who can validate your story and therefore leave you on an island by yourself. It sounds like something that Jeffrey Epstein would have done, which he just showed her to do. Ghislaine Maxwell would have done. It sounds like he's getting a lot of advice from Alan Dershowitz, because it looks like, or Alan Dershowitz getting it from him, because the girl who blamed him, all of a sudden she changed her mind and stopped it too. It is a pattern. You either believe that a lot of women are coming out and lying about these men and just retracting, or a lot of women are coming out and saying something about these men and they're pressuring them, even with possibility of death, to have them shut up. Just because they disappeared, excuse me, doesn't mean it didn't happen. It means they were too scared to do anything about it. Like right now, the women who are talking, they're finding strength in themselves and their lawyers. And they were in cases prior to when they got her in jail. And the first time before he got his sweetheart of a deal, they were there too, testifying. Those people have been ride or die for like 20 years. The other ones were more than likely paid off. That's what he did. If he told her to do it, you know he thinks it's a winning strategy. Meaning, I've been doing this to young girls for 20 years. You ain't seen me get caught. Been doing it since 19, from what they showed in the picture, 83 or whatever the hell it was. I ain't got caught yet. So try it. Give them the money. They're still trying to find out how he makes his money, or he made his money. He's gone now. Jeffrey Epstein made his money. They're still trying to figure that out. Through the emails, they was trying to figure out like the transactions, but they've been following a lot of the money since even when this emails came out and before then, and they're starting to find some things trickle through, and you know, cash flow going to people, quote unquote gifts. They called them rewards. You can give them a reward, or you can give them a gift. One of those two, which means paying them off. Of course, they had to speak in, mafia talk, but that's what he told her to do in one of these emails. And you see Lisa Rubin kind of exposed that. There was a treasure trove, 18,000. So hopefully these will trickle out. You know how media does. And I'm not going to say I know 100% what they're going to do. Bloomberg, seeing as how they haven't released all these emails to everybody, I think there are some more bombs in these emails, and therefore they're just going to trickle them out. Kind of like these writers whom, you know, everybody has a respect for these writers, whether it be a Michael Wolff, I forgot the other guy's name who sat with Donald Trump, the older gentleman. He was one of the ones from Watergate. But I have a problem with you guys. I mean, I'm glad you guys are exposing stuff, but I truly have a problem with you in this regard right here. This clique of men, and I haven't seen women, but mostly men. If you got the goods, put it all out there, bruh. Sis, put it all out there. Why are you trickling shit out? I mean, why are you making it so that you can benefit financially when we can get rid of people? If you got the real goods on them, these people, bring that shit out. This trickling down is disrespectful to the whole process. The men and women who have been affected as kids or whatever, you trickling it out when you got actual footage and audio and possibly pictures, and you just trickling it out, just trying to make it stronger and be fucking extra dramatic. I'm kind of pissed off at that shit. People died from COVID because that one writer took his fucking time finishing the fucking book before he told everybody that Donald Trump said this shit could kill you. I mean, personally for that little segment right there, sir. I know you older than me. I'm supposed to respect my elders, but fuck you for that one. You waited until your book came out to tell people that Donald Trump lied about this shit about COVID. Hundreds of thousands, not millions, there's a million total. Hundreds of thousands of people died before you can get your fucking book out so you can make a buck. That was pretty fucked up. And I don't see why the media have never said that about that man. They all respect him for what he did back during Nixon and shit. I respect you for what you're coming out with. But you brought that shit out on the timing of releasing your book. By then, people wasn't even giving a fuck. They were dying. They were sick. They didn't have time to listen to the fact that Donald Trump lied to them. But had you came out with that information as soon as you fucking found out, you probably would have saved lives. Some people are dead because your ass decided to wait until you release your fucking book to mention it. It was on tape too. You got his fucking voice saying it. And you waited until your book came out. Fuck you and your publisher. All right. They're going to have this FBI press conference, supposedly. And we're going to try and see if we can take it live. I think it's going to be on MSNBC that I know of. I saw it early, but if I can take it live. If I can't, I try. I haven't done it live before. But that dude, I mean, I understand you respect it as a writer, a publicist, and all whatever the fuck you are. But that was highly fucked up. There are people's family members who died because your ass waited to make a bill off of it, make $1 off of it, instead of telling people something that it was pressing that they needed to know right the fuck now. You had the answer, and you chose to trickle that shit out. Michael Wolff, don't know you from a grain of salt, bruh. But if you got the goods on Donald Trump, I swear, dude, you bring that shit out fucking like 2-3 years or 4 years after it's over. Say, I knew, and that man, fuck you. Okay? Fuck you. I mean, all from 10 toes. It's coming from my pinky toe through my chest, my heart, on my throat. Fuck you, okay? If you got some information, quit trickling this bullshit out. If you got a picture of him, that picture you mentioned when you saw him being with some little girls and young girls and his pants was wet and you said you saw it, if you got that photo, I promise you, bro, that shit better not come out in a book a year from now. I promise you it better not. That shit better come out fucking now. Trickling out some shit. I'm pissed off at that shit, man. These people need justice, and y'all want to put... You got some really good information, and we're just being enthralled, but you writing a fucking book with it. These are people's lives. Fuck you making money. Do the right thing. Put it out. If you ain't got it, then I went off on you for no reason. But still, if you got more shit, quit trickling it out. Give it all out. Got time for your build-up of drama and shit. Fucking kills me with that. I mean, I don't know what it is, but I just don't like dramatic people. People who just kind of like got to pull shit off for like 17 weeks just so they want to build up some shit. I'm like, man, fuck your build-up. Tell it all. What is this all about? Money? This is a capitalistic thing that you want to just expose it and be the number one guy who has all the information, but I'm waiting. Fuck all that waiting, bro. Tell it. Tell it. All right. We had, boy, I'm going to tell you something today that got to me. One thing that really got to me today was this I saw early this morning. Still dark outside in LA. It's dark outside. Right. And I'm sitting here and I'm sitting here thinking, I'm listening to some kind of news clip or whatever it was. It was a little bit earlier. It was probably like 6 something, whatever. We're gonna have, you know, possibly a press conference coming up in the next hour or some shit like that. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I'm waiting, you know what I mean? And and then I started hearing certain things about this press conference coming up, and I just turned it on real quick. And they were in front of the camera in Utah talking about they had pictures of a suspect clear, right? Clear pictures of the suspect. And they were going to put some stuff out later, but they can't put anything out now. Why the fuck are you holding a press conference to say, I got some shit, but I ain't going to tell you? I got some shit, but I ain't going to tell you. Then why the fuck you in our faces? Why don't you wait until you got the shit that you could tell us? I ain't never heard of a press conference to come out and tell you, hey, look, I got something. Playing hide and seek with it, though. but I got something. And I'm like, what the fuck are y'all here for? To tell us you got something? Dude, go do your job. Don't come back to us until you got something. The fuck can we do with you saying, look, I got something, but I can't show it to you? You don't have nothing. You wasted our time to tell us you got something, and we got pictures, and we got DNA, we got the weapon. Oh, you close to getting this? All right, cool. And then next thing you know, what? Absolutely nothing. Then 2 hours later, like they couldn't do it in front of the camera 2 hours before. What happened in 2 hours? 2 hours later, 2.5 maybe, they got a picture out of a guy and saying this person is a person of interest, not the suspect. Wait a minute. You said earlier that you had a picture of the suspect. Clean picture of the suspect, and we were going to use the technology that we had to find him or her. You don't need him, rather. You don't need our help. So you didn't have to come to us if you didn't need our help. You didn't have to tell us you got something, but you can't tell us. But then 2 hours later, you got a picture. Can you help me find this dude? I'm like, he's the guy you had the picture of. That's a suspect, right? No, he's a person of interest. Who the fuck is the person of interest? Why we got a person of interest when you say you already got a suspect? So you want me to find some dude that could possibly know the dude that did it? I mean, come on, man. You ain't said it's two people. And what is this? Like I said earlier, the Keystone Cops? Three Stooges? What the fuck is this shit? Oh, let me tell you something, but I can't tell you. Let me show you something, but I can't show you. Then what the fuck are you here for? I mean, damn, you fired. If we could fire people, you fired. How the hell you gonna come out and tell people some shit and they ain't got no shit? Then they got something. Oh, here's a picture of this guy. I'm like, all right, cool. Who this? A person of interest. So all of a sudden, a little bit later, you giving out $100,000 for a person of interest. How about you give out $1 million for the person you think fucking did it? If this is just a person of interest, why are you putting money out for somebody who might have saw something? Obviously, this young man must be the person you think did it, but you call him a person of interest. You know, when you say person of interest, it's so that the person doesn't think that you're coming after them. But when you put money behind a person of interest, dipshit, you don't gave it away. He knows you're after him. I mean, who are you trying to hide it from? The dude, if he even watching TV or his camera on his phone, he knows you after him. He's a suspect, bruh, not a person of interest. What the fuck is this? I mean, again, this shit don't make logical sense. You guys are bumbling around, and then after that, you go, we're going to have another press conference. Why? You ain't got nobody. Do your work and come with us with some info, because they got pressure on them. Donald Trump, all of these other politicians. Find somebody. Their district attorney, find somebody. And you guys bumbling all over the place, finding every little college student. You found this one dude. You found him. Is he the one that did it? Did you see him with the gun? Is his fingertip? You said you had something like you had all this information. You got some kind of elbow print or some shit. You got a fingerprints on the gun or something like that. You got the actual weapon. Does it have a registration, bruh? Who's it registered to? And if you gone to the person who registered, is it the dude who owns it, or was his dad? Is it his mom? Is it his cousin? Was it a stolen gun? I mean, come on. We believe it's the gun. So you just finding random weapons out here, huh? Believe. Just random. Why bring up the gun until you figure out that it is said gun? I mean, I don't get it. I don't understand why y'all throwing out shit. You guys are not as good as you say you are. I mean, and this is odd. Only in Donald Trump's administration do you have the bumbling Keystone Cop idiot FBI police officers. That's the only, I've never seen this like disarray, disarrangement, unorganized. I mean, this person, if this kid is not the person, you ain't gonna never find him, because you done fucked up so many times, going left and right, up and down. You ain't gonna never find him. If this kid's gotta be it. If it's not, the person's well gone. Why? Because you have no clue what the fuck you're doing. At least that's what you're showing us. You done told us multiple stories. Why don't you get your story straight? Stop with the telling us shit when you don't know shit. We got somebody on and we're investigating right now. We're interrogating them. Don't tell us that. Please don't. Don't tell us until you found some shit out. Because now you got to come out. It ain't it. Okay, we got another one. While you got one and you don't let him go, you got a press conference and tell us, well, we let him go. We got another one, though. Don't tell us about the other one until you know if that one is possibly it. But you didn't do that. You told us about him. Kash Patel told us that it was the one. And he was talking about the first one, which was already let go. We got him. I'm like, really? They just came out and said he's gone. So that they did not get him. They fucking delayed. One said it. They don't put this dude back on the bus or the car or whatever. He's back at home, chilling, sipping on a beer, watching the news himself. And you up here, Kash Patel, we still got him. No, you don't. Homie's at the crib right now. But you think he's still at... I'm like, they invented these bitches a long time ago. Yeah, he ain't the one. Yeah, okay, cool. And it's so fast to text. He not the one. Oh, okay. I ain't got to put out my little truth statement. And the thing about it, FBI people, this is at the top of the echelon of FBI. Again, the top of the FBI, we never hear from. This is the dude that comes out and tell us the stats of, oh yeah, we got a bunch of crime. And that's the only time you see him. In history, most of the time you only see them when they're in front of Congress reporting on how their department's doing. We don't hear about them throughout the entire case. We got a lot of caseload. You know, we're working on some stuff. And when we find that out, you'll get the paperwork and find out as soon as we know. No, this fool is out tweeting. Yeah, you know, this new age FBI thing is pretty cool. Let me put out real quick what I learned. What'd you say? It's okay. Boom. Oh, wait a minute. Say what? He gone? All right, let me wait about 20 minutes because I look real stupid. Let me wait about 30 minutes before I put out the other one. In an hour? Yeah. Okay. Hour later, he puts out, I fucked up. It ain't him. But we got another one. No, you don't. He gone too. Cockeyed Kash Patel, man, I'm telling you, he should be fired. This man, both his eyes work in two different parts of his fucking brain. This one delayed from this one. He put out something, this eye like, no, it's over here. No, it's over here. Keystone Cop shit. It's over there. That's him. They put out the information today. Nothing. We're going to have another press conference. Everybody's waiting for the press conference. Postponed it. Why? Because cockeyed Kash Patel is coming into town. Like he's Santa Claus or some shit. Why the fuck is the head dude coming into town? To micromanage? This dude don't know how to find his other fucking eye. And you want him to come here and tell you, oh, here's how you should. Man, shit your little cockeyed ass down and let them do their work. The fuck you talking about? I don't get this, man. I don't even like the dude who got killed. I don't like him. The shit he said ain't shit I like about this dude. He looked like Beavis and Butthead to me. Like they had a bastard child. But he doesn't deserve this type of Keystone Cop crap to find him. I mean, to find the killer. It's insane. There is no way I would want them investigating crap about anybody I loved. They out here trying to make headlines and trying to get followers and shit. He gonna travel his ass to Utah for what? They don't postpone the entire day of information. Supposed to be updated. We're waiting because we had to postpone it because things are coming in fast and furious type of situation. I'm like, so if you're getting a lot of information and a lot of shit coming in, so you got a lot to tell us when we have this press conference, huh? You said for the hours that things been coming in and in and in, so you should have a lot of information. You should have the actual person in custody and arrested and, you know, interrogating them or something, right? Because it's fast and furious. I'll be damned. if you bring your cockeyed ass out and say, well, we're still working on it, we don't have, no, dude, you wasted 5 hours of a press conference. You said you was moving fast and furious, and you're gonna come out here and go slow and decrepit? You better come out here with some information, because you don't put the whole world on pause after you said you had all this stuff that you're gonna report. But they postponed it 5-6 hours for cockeyed Cash Patel to get here. And you're the military. You can get there a lot faster than anybody else. And you chose to like act like you took United. Insane. And fucking say, y'all. But they give us, excuse me, they give us the photo of the young man, if I can find it, of the young man as a person of interest. Uh-oh, is it about to happen right now? No, it said moments away. Person of interest. There you go. There he is. That's the guy. Now, I don't know this dude from Adam, but it's a white guy. I predicted that much. But then, you know me. I try to go a little bit deeper and try to figure some shit out. I'm like, who is this dude and what kind of shirt is that? So I did research to try and find out what that shirt was. And this is what I come up with. Found it. It's one of those Land of the Free, Home of the Brave shirts. That's the shirt he's wearing right now. Now, let's get a little closer so you can see what it really looks like. What's the emblem really on this thing? That's the emblem right there. That's the shirt he had on. Now, Land of the Free, Home of the Brave, that's all of us. That's every last one of us Americans. That's what we stand for. Land of the Free, Home of the Brave. That's our thing. That's our motto, so to speak, right? So I dug a little deeper. Who wear that type of shirt? Who's wearing that type of shirt? I had to go find this brand of shirt. And as I'm going to look find that brand of shirt, not that exact one, because we already got that exact one, but who is using that type of shirt and wearing it often? And it is right on the MAGA website. MAGA gear. Land of the Free, Home of the Brave. Flag and the eagle. I was like, because I don't really see Democrats and liberals walking around with the flag and Land of the Free, Home of the Brave. We just believe in that shit, but we don't wear it on a regular. And they're the ones who do it. MAGA. So what? Let me. They go on and talk about that this dude, before they knew who it was, oh, it's all the liberals, the far right, the far left liberal this, or this war, it's that and the third, and blah, 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 blah. And then you turn around and see that the dude who they think shot him, offering $100,000 to see who he is straight MAGA. Now, again, we could assume that it could possibly be a person who is non-MAGA, but threw it on to fit in and get past everybody. But you could have threw on just a black shirt. You could have threw on anything and got past anybody. You didn't have to have MAGA on at all to get past anybody. But even if you wanted to have a cast of the doubt, he threw it on to blend in. Either way, MAGA. You have no other real assumption other than possibly it could be that, but more than likely when you saw it and they saw it, oh, he's one of us. That's the slow roll. All of them slowed this shit down and start fucking up once they saw the dude that they think shot him have on MAGA gear. Where's the lie? They was on his tail. We want him, we gonna get him, we got this, we possibly got him, blah, 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 then MAGA. They wouldn't even tell you earlier that it was a white dude. Well, we can't tell you what color or race he is, rather. We can't tell you that, but what we can tell you is that he fits in to this community. Cryptic, saying, yes, he's a white person. Because I want to tell you, people of color in this country, when a white person tells somebody that they fit in, like publicly, and it's usually like a law officer or somebody of power, they mean he's white. Just to give you a little clue. Because black people don't ever fit in, and people of color don't ever fit in, especially when it's heightened racism that the person who got shot is spewed of. They was hoping and praying they had them a Latin, Trende Agua, whatever the fuck the gang. They was praying they could find them a Latin person that snatched this person's life so they could make this World War III up in this bitch. They was praying for it. If it wasn't that, give me a black person. Give me a darky. Please, give me somebody black. When they saw it was fucking MAGA, it was like, God damn it. Go out there and say this is it's all the way up to the top, to Donald Trump. Far left liberals, blah, 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 blah. Nancy Mace. Oh, it's square on the liberals, square on the Democrats and liberals. It's on them. Democrats own this. Really? The guy you think did it is wearing your MAGA fucking shirt. Are you out there saying now MAGA, MAGA? Are you saying that until you find out that he may be liberal? Are you really? Because right now, we should be all saying it is a MAGA person that shot him until we find anything different. The evidence that's in our face right now, it is a white guy who's probably MAGA that has on a MAGA shirt that took out one of the head MAGA men that people were crying about, saying, he's going to be the next president. Why are you mad at us? The enemy is in your room. He's in your party that we know of right now. So if you're going to go out and spew anything, you have to spew what we see and what we know. Can't guess that he put on something and tried to psych you guys out, because that's a guess. What we know is he has on a MAGA shirt, sunglasses that look like, one of the shooters and stuff like that, people who think they're cool. That says right there, if that is the guy, he's a MAGA. So this party evil, again, strike 3 on y'all. Donald Trump's 2 assassin people tried to assassinate him, both Republican. Somehow you guys made it a liberal situation, right? The next person who killed the people, the Democrat leader, the senator, her husband, her dog, and a few other people, staunch Republican. You guys were even saying that person was liberal. Staunch Republican. We didn't know who it was. Republican. You guys are like 10-0 right now, and you still try to blame shit on the liberals. We don't know anything past what we see. As of right now, the person whom they think is of interest looks like, dresses like a MAGA. And here's the crazy part. There were liberals in that audience. Some of them, and I didn't know if it was AI or not. I saw one guy cheering. I don't know if that's AI or not. I can't say that's fact. But I did see people in there kind of like excited. Somebody else, I don't know if it was a reporter there or somebody, they said, you heard cheering among some people. So he had a chance to snipe out some liberals and chose not to. He went and got what he wanted. Boom, one shot, done, bounced. If that's him. We'll find out in this press conference. But they offered $100,000 for a person of interest. They had 2 people of interest. They didn't pay for shit for them. They got them and let them go. But at this moment, their prime, not suspect yet, even though they said it was earlier, he got degraded from suspect to person of interest, that $100,000 will get him to the table, appears to be a MAGA. So why don't y'all shut the fuck up about liberal until you find out anything different? I know, once you find out his name, you're going to go and see if he ever gave money to a place for dogs that a Democrat owns and say, look, he was liberal, gave the dogs and shit. I know you're going to do that because that's how stupid you guys are. You're trying to find everything in his past to negate the fact that he wasn't one of you, even though he looks like one of you right now. So if Democrats wanted to play the same game that you guys played, they should be going out and say, look at MAGA, killing themselves off. Look at them. This is what's wrong with you guys. You guys keep talking about there's rhetoric on both sides, but it's kind of crazy how we have enough sense on our rhetoric not to shoot you as much as you shoot us, or whatever, shoot yourself rather, not shoot us. We don't unalive you guys as much as you unalive us. None whatsoever. You got to go back to Steve Scalise, to a Democrat nut job that tried to take his life unsuccessfully. That's how far you got to go back, to the last one that shot and killed, or not killed, shot at a Republican. All the Republicans that gotten shot at since have been by Republicans. And you still got liberal in your mouth. Shame. Try to make it a liberal thing when you done fucked up your party so much that they trying to out each other. I think it's your party trying to take itself back from MAGA. They're sick of your rhetoric. They're sick of your hate and evil, and they want their party back. And the way they can do it, because you don't took most of the majority of the people, I think they're trying to take you out. So none of y'all are safe. And ain't got shit to do with us. MAGA's coming, MAGA. Regular Republicans who love their country are coming for you maggots. Because this is the third time that they've been coming for you. And you want to blame it on liberals. And the Democrats who did get killed also was by a Republican. You guys are all out here. You killing Republicans and Democrats or liberals, whatever one you want to call them. I don't know them personally, whether it's liberal or not. But you're the ones killing them all. Both sides. Maybe we should do a study on what's going on. But here's the real thing that you're going to trip off of, and that you're going to hate that I got to say. Whether they're Republican or Democrat, all of them are white men. Get the commonality. The white male is the killer in all of these. You guys want to put it on trans people. There's been like a couple trans. But even they were white. So you might want to deal with the mental health of white men feeling so entitled that when they don't get what they want, they think taking people's lives is an option. Maybe you need to deal with that mental health within a white male society. Because not too many other races thinks that's an option. You don't see a lot of Democrats going out and killing Republicans. You can go back, like I said, to Steve Scalise. When Reagan got shot, I don't remember whether that guy was a Democrat or a Republican. I just know he was batshit crazy. But then tell me who else. Yeah. Facts hurt. But that's the truth. But you'll never hear anybody say that. Even Charlie Kirk made it seem like, oh, gang violence? Is that what you're talking about? Gangs? Couldn't even accept the fact that white men are the most mass murderers in this country. They're the biggest threat. If you're thinking about 50 people dying at once, that person's going to be white 99.9999999% of the time. So if you're going to be fearful in a big space getting killed by a bunch of bullets, it is a white dude you got to look for. If you're going to go to the hood at night, yeah, black people might fuck you up. But still, there could be a Latin or a poor white person to do it too. But more than likely, you in the hood, you might get got by a black person. But if you at your neighborhood concert in an open area space, just chilling, if you happen to be gay and in a club, just chilling, that's going to be 99.9999% of a white person. So are you doing studies on how we can help them get off of this mentality that they're feeling entitled, that they can kill people because they just don't go their way? I think we need to start going that direction, right? We got to deal with the mental health. So we got to focus on that, correct? Now, see, you try to push it off and make it an everybody thing. But it's not an everybody thing. When you talk about this, he tried to bring up gang violence. Those are gangs, bruh. That's not everyday citizens. The people killing people, mass murdering them, as far as white men, they're not in a gang. You ain't on no turf war. You ain't going off no survival, sell this type of substance or that type of substance so that you can bring food home to your family. That ain't the thing. It's all about being aggrieved by, I should have more, but I don't. I shall take lives. I feel entitled. I should have a job, but letting people have them and they're out there eating, I should kill them all. It ain't got shit to do with fighting nobody that's fighting you. It's all about, I deserve something. I don't get it. I kill. That is something we need to work on in this country. And as long as we don't say shit about it and keep putting it under the rug and try to say white is right no matter what, we ain't gonna never fix that thing. You notice the thing that kills the majority of people is by white men, and they're so entitled that the country chooses to look the other way instead of fixing it. That's white privilege. You want to put Latin people in jail at 0.0001% killing people, immigrants, but you got a 99.999% of white people killing people, mass killing them, and you ain't even looking at that. That ain't even really a thing. You want to go for, oh, it's the guns, and they're like, oh, it's the people. I'm like, okay, if it's the people, who's the people mass murdering? 99% of the time, white men. So what are we gonna do about that mental health? And then it goes nowhere. You can't say you want to solve a problem, but won't address the problem. That's why the problem still exists. All right, so this is the guy. MAGA, as far as we know. Until we have further information, this man is MAGA. Wearing MAGA gear at a MAGA event, and they got a person of interest. We will see if we find out anything more. Then we can actually make it a little bit better. But as far as what we got now, white guy, young, he has to be proficient in weapons and some. And here's another thing that trips me out. I've been watching on the news in different places. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Quit saying that a 20-something-year-old kid, 23, possibly, whatever it may be, cannot be a professional sniper. I am so tired of this shit. I am so tired of this. There's so many military men and women that go in, and by the time they're 20, they have been in wars and have shot and killed people from that distance multiple times. And when they don't, I know people who have been in the military, went into war, and they were out by the time they were 23, 24 years old. And you never know this young kid. You like, you been in the service? Yeah. What'd you do? I was a sniper. You say what? Oh yeah, I was a sniper when I was like 19. We started 18, 19 by the time I was 19. Man, I already knew guns, don't get me wrong. But they trained me up, year and a half. I went to war. It was Afghanistan, blah, 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 blah. And they 24 years old, and they out already. So don't give me that shit that you can't be a professional sniper at 20, 21, 22. It depends. And you ain't even got to be in the military. There are so many proficient shooters that grow up on this shit. I knew a girl that I was really cool with, that I worked with in the industry. She was an executive producer. And I ain't gonna say her name, but Asian girl. I knew her. She was cool as shit and all stuff like that. And she's like, oh, you want to come, hang out with us on the weekend? Her boyfriend, somebody else, and everything like that. I'm like, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, what y'all doing? Are we going skeet shooting? I'm like, skeet shooting? What the fuck is that? Nah, I'm good. I'm straight. And then she went and she's doing all this stuff, and people were just congratulating her. I'm like, what's going on? It's like, oh, yeah, she's a pro. I was like, she's a who? She's a pro at this. I said, she's been in competitions and won. She's had to be like 26 or something like that. This girl had won trophies and shit shooting. And she was like 26, but she had been doing it since she was started like she was 14. She was a pro doing that shit when she was like 16, 17 years old. So don't give me this shit that this dude couldn't be no damn pro and anybody could pull it off. Bullshit. I'm getting tired of hearing that. You can look it up. Not everybody can pull that shot off. Good people can, but not no neophyte. And a neophyte's a beginner. And it has to be somebody who's got to be at least hunter level. And hunter level ain't no fucking new beginner. They keep acting like the reason why they're asking these military experts Because again, they don't want what they can do to make it seem like anybody can do it or whatever the fuck it is. So it's like, oh, that's a simple one. That's 200 yards, 500 feet. Anybody could do that. Sir, no, they can't. Just because you can, don't be saying you could do 3,000 feet or whatever the hell it is. Oh, that's nothing. No, sir. It's a lot. It's a lot. You got to be at least a hunter. The way he killed was really like hunting, from what I learned from another friend of mine. I said, dude, that was like killing a deer at that kind of pace. This person's a hunter at minimum. Okay? Let's stop. Let's stop with the shit that is not a person who could be a pro because he's young. I don't believe in that. And that's not a thing. You can look it up. You ain't got to take my word for it. You can look it up. There are many young men in the military right the fuck now that can snipe somebody like that are been in there probably a couple years. They're like 18, or they're about 20 years old, 21, and they are deadly. They got some new info. Lynn, I'm trying to see when it's going to pop up the story, but I don't have nothing right now with what I'm watching. But yeah, so that's the dude. And, what gets me is you got Donald Trump coming out immediately after this or that day of, and just, it's the liberals, this, that, and the third. The president's supposed to be bringing people together and also only mentioning the facts. We don't know who this is, but when we get you, you will face, the stiffest arm of the law, whatever the hell you want to say, just the regular old bullshit. You ain't got to go into the propaganda of saying it's a liberal and that it's this, that, and the third, and that. He put on so much bullshit that you don't know who it is. But I truly believe Donald Trump knew that was MAGA. Again, they can't say this person didn't dress up in MAGA, but all they can say is what we know right now. He was wearing MAGA gear. That's what we know. White guy. Looks like he's in his 20s. I told y'all it wasn't a black person because white people, you can't tell our age. I'm telling you, when Trayvon, he's 14 years old, whatever, 15 years old. People thought he was a grown-ass man. Other young people who police officers and people, and I'm not talking about just all white people. I'm just saying like police officers and shit like that, FBI. They can't gauge our age. They look at us and automatically think we grown. We could be like 11, 12 years old and got a little muscle tone. Oh, he's 27, black, wearing a white shirt. Age is like, 22 to 27. This kid's like age 13 to 15. And I also knew that they always put out generics when it's a black person. You know how many times I don't got pulled over having one scenario that they said, oh yeah, it was a black guy wearing a white t-shirt in a blue van. You got one of them right, bruh. I'm black. I ain't got no white t-shirt. I got on a suit. I don't have a blue van. I got a burgundy SUV. Ain't none of this shit matching, but I'm black. Well, we gotta look in the car. No, you don't. I didn't give you permission for that. I'm like, dude, what was the license plate number? Oh, we didn't get it. Okay. But it's a blue vehicle. Then you should be looking inside a blue vehicle. They will give a generic out for a black person. Black with a white t-shirt, blue jeans, or dark jeans, dark pants. They stopping all of us. Latin person, same thing. He was Latin, spoke English. You be up there speaking full-on Spanish. Okay? It could be him. I'm like, he's pretending. I'm like, I don't think he know English, bro. We're going to take him in. That's what they do to us. They wouldn't give this dude's race. That told you right there they was hiding something. And then they wouldn't give you that this dude had on MAGA gear. They didn't even tell you what he was wearing, just in case they want you to find him. It's baffling how they try to hide away from telling the American people just the truth. What you got to hide, bro? Why you hiding behind shit? We only want the truth. We don't give a damn if you ain't caught him yet. As long as we know we trying, we ain't caught him yet. We good. You ain't got to drum up some shit to try and make us feel better. We're going to feel better when you get this little psycho ass person off the street. Not when you give us little bedtime stories that ain't true. I don't understand people like this, yo. If you don't got the facts, shut the fuck up. But Donald Trump comes out with all this gross shit. You're sitting there like, dude, what are you doing? You're ramping it up. You're supposed to be the person that's bringing it down and being like, you know, American and bringing people together. It's like 9/11. This is another type of 9/11. People going at each other, trying to hurt each other. Let's work it together. So your thing should have been bringing Americans together to find out who this is. We don't know just yet. But you automatically think it was MAGA liberals. But I knew, because of the way they were hiding this shit, he was a white guy, and I had like a 90% chance that their perception of him is that he was MAGA. I promise you, I thought that. And when I saw that t-shirt, I didn't know. But then I did my research on the t-shirt, boom, they would have known that. They got all kind of equipment that zoomed in on that shirt and had it like within minutes. So they knew this dude was a MAGA person, potentially MAGA. And they spun a narrative, and they've been pushing everything back, waiting, just waiting, and more waiting, hoping that they done went and researched this dude and see that he got a bunch of liberal shit. And because we ain't heard nothing, I guarantee you, all his websites are all MAGA shit. They're like, fuck. Now we're going to have MAGA shit on top of fucking Epstein. Why don't one of these damn liberals do something fucking wrong already? I feel that that's pretty much what they're saying. Again, no, but I'm feeling that because of the way they're acting, hiding again. Donald Trump and Epstein documents, hiding, not showing. This guy right here, you got a possibility that's him, but he's a suspect early in the morning, and then you offer $100,000 for a person of interest of the same guy later, and then you're holding off a press conference for every day and for everything in the world. Wait a minute, I see something coming up. I don't know if he's talking about anything. Let's see what's happening here. Oh, he just came up to the podium and absolutely did shit. Probably turning it down. But anyway, we'll see. Maybe doing a mic check to see what's happening. It's kind of fluid, so we kind of like gonna try it. Thank you, Cass, for that. I appreciate the donation. But yeah, we know now that this kid is a white kid and more than likely MAGA from what we know. Once they release his name, I know y'all gonna do y'all work, y'all gonna do y'all business, and y'all gonna get online and y'all gonna check him out on every piece of social media you can find and get your facts together. But I'm gonna try and do whatever I can here, but I don't like having to report stuff immediately because that's when you get lies or you get misperceptions, and I don't like that. So I'm gonna try my best to, look it up and then validate the shit a little bit, and then I'll bring it out. But you can go find it yourself immediately and see your sources that you trust. But I'm gonna keep on talking about it until they bring this person up. I would, if I could, put it up and turn the audio down. Is the audio down? But I don't want to have their whole show on here, and if I can close my show off. Looks like they're coming up right now. Let's see what happens.
Michael, we have a number of officials at the podium as you are speaking. We are waiting for them to begin their remarks. They do not seem ready to go, but you will forgive me if I have to interrupt you in a moment.
Of course.
I turned his audio off. We don't need to hear him. We don't need to hear him. But let's see if they start talking.
Director for the Utah Department of Public Safety. This evening, we have FBI Director Patel, FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino, Special Agent in Charge Robert Bowles, Governor Spencer Cox, Lieutenant Governor Deidre Henderson, and Commissioner Anderson, as well as, Commissioner Bo Mason, as well as some local partners here present with us today. Governor, we'll kick it off. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us
Thank you,
here
Dennis.
tonight. We appreciate the media and the partnership we have with you in helping us to get information out to the public so that we can catch this assassin and hold him accountable. We are going to share a portion of a video and that we have of the suspect, as well as some new stills. Those have already been released, but we want to make sure that they get as much attention as possible so that we can get help from the public in tracking down this evil human being. So we're going to cue up the video right now. Show that. I've asked Commissioner Bo Mason if he would narrate to you what is happening in this video.
Thank you, Governor. Bo Mason, Commissioner for the Utah Department of Public Safety. If you look up to the top left, you'll see the building where the shooter was proned out in the top left corner. We'll go ahead and play that video and I'll narrate as we walk through that. So here you see the suspect ran behind that upper building. He's going to come out on the right, moves to this far right corner.
Oh, I see. On the right.
As he does, he's going to climb off the edge and then drop down to the ground. As he did that, he left some palm impressions. There's some smudges, some places we're looking to collect DNA. There's a shoe imprint where we believe the suspect is clearly identified as wearing Converse tennis shoes.
Wow.
Again, we'll replay that again so you get another view of that. It's important to note his black t-shirt, his black pants, and there appears to be some white on the soles of those Converse tennis shoes. Those are all identifiable items that we're looking for. In the stills that are going to follow this, you're going to see a very distinctive t-shirt with an American flag and appears to have an eagle on it. There's also a baseball cap with a triangle on it and a pair of sunglasses. All distinctive, all things that we would ask the public to look for and try to identify if they know someone who has those items, who has been seen wearing those items. We're looking for all that information. Here you see the suspect after dropping off the building. He moved around across this grassy area, around the parking lot. We're going to pan to the right. After he crosses the street, this is where he moves over into the wooded area. This is the video evidence that we utilize to track his movements and to locate that firearm in that wooded area following the discovery of this evidence. Good. You want to go to the stills? So here's the still photographs I mentioned. These have been enhanced. So these are slightly different than what we introduced earlier. Please pay close attention to the t-shirt. Like I said, very distinctive with that American flag and that eagle. The hat with the triangle and the sunglasses. If you go to the next picture, please. The backpack as well. All identifying features that we're hoping the public can help us identify and lead us to this suspect. Next picture. And again, there's a better picture of the hat with that triangle logo, and again, the t-shirt, blue jeans, and get a good look at those Converse tennis shoes as well. We have pushed these out. We'll continue to push these out, and we just ask for the public's cooperation through the public. The tips that have been coming in are what are giving us our next leads and enabling us to continue to further this investigation. We've had great cooperation from the public, and we're continuing to ask for that as we move forward. Thank you, and I'll turn time back over to Governor Cox.
Thank you so much, Commissioner Mason. I want to thank Director Patel and his team. It's great to have them on the ground with us tonight. We've had several briefings, and he's had an opportunity to walk the crime scene. We appreciate our local law enforcement here. Again, we have Mike Smith, who is the county sheriff here. We have all of our local chiefs of police that are here as well. all working hand in hand with the state and with the FBI as we move forward with this investigation. Now, I'll just give you a little more. We will not be taking questions at this time. We're giving you the latest information we have, being as transparent with everything that we have. But I do want to share a couple things that I think are important.
Does it sound bad for you guys?
We cannot do our job without the public's help right now. The public has answered our call for action so far. We've received more than 7,000 leads and tips.
How about, is this better if I turn it down? Can you hear it from there?
This case also highlights the dedication of our law enforcement community. We have 20 federal, state, and local law enforcement partners that are working shoulder to shoulder to find the person who committed this horrific crime. With their support, we've completed nearly 200 interviews. As you're aware, as has already been reported, the FBI
okay, Swift Turn, thanks.
$100,000 reward for information leading to the identification and arrest of the person responsible for the murder of Charlie Kirk. We also continue to implore the public to support this investigation and come forward with any information.
Okay, let me turn it up.
We are truly hopeful that this video and new photos will lead to even more tips. We are processing. We have an incredible team, a state and federal team working together to process those tips. We are going in tandem to interview any potential person of interest or suspects. But we need, again, we need as much help as we can possibly get. Any videos or photos that you might have, the public, should be submitted to our digital media tip line, which is www.fbi.gov/Utah Valley shooting, all lowercase. Again, that is fbi.gov/Utah Valley shooting, all lowercase. You can also provide general tips about the shooting by calling 1-800-CALL-FBI. That's 1-800-CALL-FBI, or at tips.fbi.gov. This is, I would just say, this is not just a local matter here in Utah. We have people all over the country that are helping to bring this perpetrator to justice for Charlie Kirk and his family. I will just add as well that, as we mentioned, there is a lot of forensic evidence that is being processed right now at both the state lab and the federal labs and federal lab on the East Coast. So we are working in tandem together. I would also just add a word of note for those people who are spending so much time on social media. I think Charlie said it best, that when things get bad, we should put our phones down and spend a little time with our families. There is a tremendous amount of disinformation
because of you
are tracking our team, the state team, and I'm sure the federal team as well. What we're seeing is our adversaries want violence. China, we have bots from Russia, China, all over the world that are trying to instill disinformation and encourage violence. I would encourage you to ignore those, to turn off those streams, and to spend a little more time with our families. We desperately need some healing. We'll have more to say about that in the days and weeks to come. More than anything, we are going to catch this person. Last thing I will just say is we've been working with our attorneys, getting everything that we need, affidavits ready, so that we can pursue the death penalty in this case, and that will happen here in the state of Utah. Again, to the public, to those who are grieving, thank you for your prayers. I know we are feeling those prayers. I know the Kirk family is feeling those prayers as well. We pray that God will bless our nation at this very dark time. We can start healing by finding this perpetrator and holding him accountable, and we need your help to do that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Is that it? I thought they were gonna have some more people speak. How did Cockeye Patel?
That was a 9-minute press briefing of the investigation of the murder of Charlie Kirk in Utah.
All right. So I'm not. Excuse me. As I gather myself for a hot second, we waited 6 hours for cockeyed Cash Patel to bring his little cockeyed ass up there just so he could sit in the background, get a few accolades. He's here and he's shared some stuff with us, and I'm so happy to have him here with his little cockeyed ass, and he's gonna sit back there with his little FBI shirt on and do absolutely nothing. No voice coming from him. No, like, I'm happy that I came here, that these guys have got it handled. They're doing such a great job. None of that shit. You don't travel for hours just for a photo op. Man, if you ain't as bad, boy, quit. Please quit. You suck. America's been waiting on this all fucking hours, and you know what they came up with? What we already fucking knew? They brought one video of the dude hopping down from the building. We heard about this video. We didn't get a chance to see it, but now we have it. We have the video of a guy from a distance jumping off a building and running into the streets and off into some wooded area that they said looked like a big ass tree to me, but they said it's a wooded area. To a wooded area where they found said gun, where he has, when he jumps off the building, he gets his elbow on there. So I guess they got some elbow grease or oil from his body to kind of get some DNA from. Maybe he got a little scratch, you know what I mean? Got a little blood on there so they can get something. Fell to the ground and boom, his shoe hit the ground like they ain't a bunch of like thousands upon millions of fucking Converse out there. Like you're going to find something from that. I got his footprint. Really? Sir? Did you just say you had a footprint of a Converse shoe? A Converse shoe? Keystone Cop Show. I could see if the man was wearing some shoes that we ain't never seen before. Give you an understanding. But when everybody named Mama got a pair of Chucks, you ain't got shit but a size. You know how many people wear his size? Millions. How many white people wear his size? Millions. You don't have shit with a footprint. Will you shut the fuck up about shit you can't decide nobody from? Ugh. You got his DNA. Scratch possibly. You got a fingerprint, thumbprint, partial or something. You got a weapon. That's all you needed, bro. The shoes you shouldn't have left out, but okay. I can't believe that you're good at this job, but if you say so. Then you're going to tell everybody, don't pay attention to the news and shit like that. The fucking president was doing this shit, bro. You bringing up China and these people don't want us to succeed. Don't listen to everybody. They just want to keep us divided. How about you mention that Donald Trump was one of those? How about you mention Nancy Grace was one of those, now that you know that it's a MAGA? How about you tell everybody that the shirt is something that MAGA sells? Something you would have saw MAGA people wearing. Why didn't you tell them that? You tell them what it looked like. Not something that you can find on MAGA.com right the fuck now. That is popular amongst the MAGAs. You didn't say that because you don't want to be divisive. But you know what? You see that it is already divisive and people talking about going out and killing, Democrats and liberals, this civil war. And that's what I think this was all about. I think that MAGA that ended up killing Charlie Kirk, because I believe he's a MAGA. I think he's just like they tried to do before. I think their thing is to start a civil war. That one guy who tried to kill Donald Trump, who was a Republican, he tried to take him out so that everybody would think it happened by a liberal. He knew he probably wouldn't make it out. And therefore, that would have started a civil war, what they've been asking for the longest fucking time. For years, they've been asking for a civil war. And now, this is another MAGA that didn't try to accomplish. He accomplished it. And it got so many Republicans and MAGAs so upset to the point where they're talking about civil war. Exactly what this MAGA far right person, which I believe wants to happen. He sacrificed Charlie Kirk to get the civil war that he wanted. And if you don't believe this type of shit happens, that's how we go overseas and start wars. That's how we take over other countries and try and make a democracy. We go there and we start shit up. We influence with money a person that we want to put into power. and then we go and assassinate somebody that the opposite loves, and there becomes a civil war. And then we offer weapons to the side that we want to win, and therefore make it an uneven situation, and we take it over. That's how we strategically take over other countries and make them a democracy, or replace the leader when we no longer want it. We can't just go in and just kill their leader most of the time. What we do is we go in and we get people pissed off. It's so divided, so we come in and put money and weapons into the hands of those that we want to win and take over and to be the next leader. We've done it many a times. Go look at your history. And that's what I think this young man is. A part of a different type of coup. I don't know if he's with somebody big, but I do know they know this dude was MAGA, and they're trying their damnedest to just figure out, like, what the fuck can I do? You know, I ain't saying that the government's in on it. I'm just saying there has been a lot of white nationalists who want a civil war. And Charlie Kirk may have been the sacrificial lamb. I'm not sure. I'll never know until they figure it out. But this is becoming too much of a coincidence that every time a MAGA person is either shot at, in this situation killed, it's by a MAGA or a MAGA presenting person. And when a Democrat is unalived, it's by a MAGA. So you've grown, homegrown Republicans, a group of Republicans that is killing off both sides, Republicans and Democrats, while you guys get mad at liberals. Why you get mad at liberals when you find out the people who are unaliving and shooting, the people that you love so much, is within the party or appear to be within the party? So I don't know what's going on here. I don't have the details. I do know that that shirt is one, when you look it up, it tells you what it is, the eagle, the flag, and what that stands for, and the name on it, which I showed you. I'll show you again if you came in here late. That's the same phrase. I think this is the one that's close up, if I can get it. Nope, that's the other one. There we go. This is what it looks like up close, if it ever shows. There you go. Land of the free, home of the brave, a flag and an eagle. And that is all American. We believe in that. But MAGA is the one that's wearing that as if they're the only ones that's patriotic and nobody else is. That's their thing. And for him to own that shirt, he believed in that, at least at one point. Maybe he'll switch his mind. We don't know. We'll find out more details. But I'm going to tell you right now, and I ain't saying that this could not be. You would never catch me with a MAGA shirt on. You will never catch me with that on, even though without being MAGA, which they hijacking everything and colonize the fuck out of America, I won't even really walk around with a flag on unless I already made it myself. But I ain't buying nobody's gear that has a flag on it, because it's more than likely something that'll attach me to some far right-wing group if I'm wearing it. I'd be like, oh, this is nice. I really like America. And I'm on here wearing some shit that's just white nationalist shit. I don't even want to do it. They done hijacked the flag. But I think, I'm not saying the government's in on it because I don't know that, but I know for the past few years, there has been a small cell, I don't know how small it is, but I know it's been a cell of white people who are racist as hell and think they're the only one that's patriotic. They want their country back and white men in power. They want a civil war. They've been asking for it for a long time. And they think Donald Trump is the key to getting them there. And they want a catalyst to make it happen. Kill him, and they think the next day we're just going to be all out civil war, and they're going to end up killing us all, and the white man's going to be on top again. That's what they believed in. That's what they were preaching about years ago. They haven't stopped preaching about it. They're in the action phase, it appears. And Donald Trump was supposed to be their sacrificial lamb the first time. It's just pretty strange how Republicans, MAGA, are killing MAGA. Or at least, well, in this situation, killing MAGA. And they're also killing Democrats or liberals. It seems like they cornered the market on this murdering people thing. And once again, it's 99.99999% white men. Are we ready yet to work on that therapy and call a spade a spade? The most deadliest person on this planet is an entitled white male who's either racist, sexist, xenophobic. That type of person on this planet is the worst type of human being. Far worse than gang violence. Because gang violence, the only people who are getting killed that didn't have anything to do with it were just innocent bystanders because they shooting at each other. They trying to take each other out. Their angst is not toward a black little kid or a black mom. It's toward another gang member, and they both going at each other because they hate each other. When we talk about the mass murdering of white people, they just can't stand you being alive. It ain't got shit to do with a gang. Their mother could have went to that concert and shit. They don't even know. Mom went to the concert? Oh, well, she got shot. Oh, this is what it is. That right there is far worse because it has no survival aspect to it. It has no like, I'm down and out and life's got to change to it. It says, I don't want you to live because my life is bad. You deserve the same thing or worse. That's more sick than fighting over turf. Even though that's sick too. I'm just saying. Sharp-eyed Cash Patel. I mean, and there's been other types. I was just gonna talk about. There's been another. Remember that one black sharpshooter. He was a military man. He had his girlfriend's child, which wasn't his. Trained him up, and they were shooting people out the back of their vehicles. They set up this whole little rig where the trunk and the back seat lowered down. And they were shooting through like the keyhole or some shit. And fucking sane. But that was one dude who corrupted another dude, the black kid. There's two black people out of fucking hundreds and thousands of white people doing it. And then there was another, I remember it was an Asian dude that shot up at a school or something like that. And he had some kind of complex because he had like 2 guns and took pictures with him. But he was just like one. You ain't seen too many others after that. I think it was one more on a train. I mean, I've been keeping up with some of this shit, some of it, you know what I'm saying? But the majority, like I said, 99.99%, aggrieved white males who think they deserve something and don't have it. And therefore, everybody must die. That's what we need to worry about. And we keep looking the other way. So we got to fix that. That's it, Calvin. The DC Viper. DC snipers. Yep. I remember that big time. DC snipers. But yeah, that's how this goes down. You can go back and probably watch that video of that I know they got it up still, probably playing it. You know how the stations work. You'll see that kid jumping down, but we already know what he looks like up close. I mean, seeing him jump down the building, it looks great, it looks wonderful, whatever, but if you got him up close, why the hell we can just see him jump off a building? You trying to prove to us that you're possibly him? And here's another thing that trips me off about this. You had this video all day, bruh. All day, bruh. Why do we have to wait for Cash Patel to show us this, bruh? You guys make it seem like it's a cover-up of some sort. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. You have this information. Everything you showed us, you had at the previous press conference. You didn't want to show it to us. 2.5 hours later, you show it to us. And then you tell us it was not a suspect, that it's a person of interest. And you're going to give us another press conference later on, 2, 3, 4 o'clock, whatever, later on in the day. And then you postpone that and cancel it. And then a couple hours later, we hear that cockeyed Cash Patel's coming to town. For what? We don't know. I was watching an ex-FBI agent, forgot what part he worked. He was like, I think he was upper management type of thing, one of the head people there. And he said, this is unprecedented. Why would the head of the FBI show up? What's he got to offer? Micromanaging them? Why would he micromanage them? Let them do their thing. They should report to you, and that should be it. You don't need to come. It's not like you're the president of something. You don't have to come and see it and view where the murder was at. Not unless you're going to be somebody who's going to be like, let me figure it out for you. I'm like Inspector Caruso or some shit. You Sherlock Holmes. You're going to help them figure something out. But you're not. You coming to slow shit down. You had them wait 5 or 6 hours. We had 5 or 6 hours when there was fucking daylight, where we could have probably found this person if you told him this is what he's wearing, he was this, that, and the other. You waited 5 more hours for this fool to get the turkey by now. This fool done took 4, 5, 6 hours of the day that you could have told us this shit and we would have known, been looking for him. You tell us a person of interest. Ain't nobody fucking caring about a person of interest. We want suspects. If it's a suspect, then people out there trying to find him. You waited 5 or 6 hours to tell us we're looking to get him. Well, no shit. And we got all this exigent information. We got all this stuff just coming at us rapidly, and we're working on it. And you come out here and you still ain't got shit. He didn't have nothing, yo. Everything he told us, he knew and had this information prior to canceling it and waiting for Cash Patel. You had 5 or 6 hours that you let this dude get away. You know that fool is probably wearing a dress by now. And you out here looking for somebody in a shirt you know he done took the fuck off. Keystone Cops, yo. I've never been like a fortune teller, you know what I'm saying? A prolific. It's like, I'm sitting here like, a prophetic, not prolific. Prophetic. I'm like, how is it that I know this shit? Am I a genius? I think it's average to know this shit. Are we geniuses? They've been FBI their entire life, or police, whatever. They old now. They ain't like babies. And you telling me that we came up with the shit before you did? And now you want us to tamp down all the rhetoric. I guarantee you, when I get off and I go to social media and I see the right-wing media, they ain't turned shit down because their orange turd is out there telling them it's okay. And you guys already don't look through his shit because that's why you're trying to tamp it down, because you know it's one of your own homegrown MAGA idiots that turned on you. They don't already look through this dude's information. They tell me we don't know who it is. You know who this kid is. You got fingerprints, and you telling me what's it taking you 17 weeks to get fingerprints? I thought technology and shit by now would be like you just put the shit on there and boom, in the records. You got the fingerprints, but you haven't figured nothing out. Well, why didn't you tell us we got fingerprints? And he's not in our database. You didn't say that. So is he in the database or not? Because you didn't say he wasn't, so therefore we are to assume that he is, and you're doing your own homework. The way they told it to us, they know who this person was and they didn't need our help. And now they're clueless. All right. Tune in tomorrow when it's going to be an absolute, like, oh, we found it. It's a girl. She's 12. I mean, really? I mean, it's just about as plausible as this shit they're doing. They tell you one thing, then they tell you another, then they tell you another. It was a little person. Thought it was him, but it was a little person. I'm like, will you please bring us the facts and stop having press conferences when you don't have shit? To me, this felt like this should have been their very first press conference. This one right here should have been it. All those other ones, they produced nothing. This is the first time you came out that gave us a photo, gave us video, and enough for us to, yo, man, I get a phone set in my hand in 1950s and shit. But like, yo, man, you see that dude that looked like Tommy, right? It's like, that, hello? That should have been out the first one. I mean, how you going to wait 20 something hours later to go asking for somebody? I mean, isn't it like the first 48 or some shit? I mean, isn't it like the rule? You heard cops say it a bunch of times. You made a fucking TV show out of it. The first 48, you wasted 24 hours on telling us none of the shit you done found. Do I sound frustrated? Because I am. It doesn't make sense. I mean, are you guys fucking up on purpose? I mean, that's what it seems like. Because this doesn't seem like any learned police officer and FBI agents would ever act this way, would ever be so quick to pull the trigger. It's like you guys are scared of somebody. Maybe Trump. I don't know. But you are jumping the gun and making it so whatever you give us is basically invalid because you're all over the place. This man was saying in the media they're going all over the place. I'm like, bruh, you are going all over the place. I understand what the other countries are going to do, but you guys are all over the place. I got him, but I don't got him. But I got somebody else, but I don't got them. Then there's a possibility of somebody else, but it's not going to be. But now it is $100,000. Try to help us find him. And now what? Where was the last time you saw him, bruh? Last seen on foot on 38th and 17th Street. None of that shit. We didn't last see him nowhere. All the cameras, last seen him was going into the bushes. The pictures they showed you of this kid walking around, where was that at? Was that on the north side of the mall or left side or something? Didn't say where that was at. I mean, damn, you guys policing is terrible. Last seen going down the steps of this arena, that was at 3:55 and nothing. I'm frustrated, y'all. That I don't even like Charlie Kirk. But nobody deserves to have somebody investigate their murder and their family go through the ringer and find out bullshit after bullshit after bullshit. Nobody deserves that. Doing it so much that you'll never catch this dude. Maybe somebody will see him tomorrow. Maybe. We'll see. But it is what it is. Oh, yeah, I saw that, Kenneth. Donald Trump had a sagging face, y'all. He had a sagging face. His stuff was all like this and shit. I was like, I was trying to say, because you know how media is and shit, and they try to freeze stuff, and he's probably drooling or something. I gave it the benefit of the doubt at the time, and I was looking at it for a second. Then I looked at a picture prior to. Do I have that picture? I don't think I do. Let me see. Oh, yeah, I do. Let's see. This is Donald Trump. No, that's not him. I lied to y'all. Sorry. Don't lie often, but I thought I had it, but I think I decided not to show it because I didn't want to show him saying the things that he said about liberals. But here's the thing. You'll see, if you go to see the video of Donald Trump responding, it's like 4 minutes, whatever, responding to the shooting of the guy, I can't think of his name right now, I'm just saying, but of the shooting, you'll see Charlie Kirk, I don't know why, but Charlie Kirk, you see the shooting, you'll see that Donald Trump, there is an edit that they try to make it so like it didn't happen. I'm like, what happened to him right there? But maybe he messed up, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe he messed up, but I didn't want to look too much into it. But Charlie Kirk, not Charlie, but Donald Trump was sitting there and he was talking with his hands on the desk and shit. And then he does something like this with his hands. Right around that time, you can look behind him, and he's right in front of the Oval Office, whatever. and there's trees in the background in the window, the pane window. And you see trees in the background. I went past it and I said something changed about the video, and I didn't know what happened. I'm like, maybe it's just my eyes. But then when you look at it, you'll see in the back, the whole thing shifts in the back. Like the tree did something and it moves. And it's that way for the rest of the film, rest of the 4 minutes. So they had to cut it at that particular moment. But he looked fine. It was the absolute next day, which is today. He's at this event and his shit's drooped down like this. I saw somebody, and I when I saw it, I had to go look at 2 or 3 pieces of video because I was like, somebody probably AI that shit. I don't know. So then I looked at like 2 or 3 different other videos that weren't connected to the same. I went online and checked it out. And his mouth was slooped like that. And I was like, oh, shit. I don't know what that is. And then I saw a doctor. We got a lot of TikTok doctors out here. I don't know which one to trust or not. But they gave it a name. And he said either Donald Trump had a stroke and don't know it. But at that moment, when you was looking at him, he said that was a minor stroke. I mean, you see like if, because they saw him the day before, he didn't have it. So he had to have a stroke yesterday, last night, or he had one today. Again, for him to be still walking around, it had to be a minor stroke, of course. But yeah, I saw that. But I don't know all the details. I've been trying to figure out. That's why I didn't mention it too much. But when you mentioned it, I said, yeah, I saw it. I haven't validated it all because, again, he looked fine yesterday. He just looked bad today. I'm like, Looked like Bell's palsy. That could be it too. But see, Bell palsy doesn't correct itself for a while. I've had a few friends that have had Bell palsy, and neither one of them got over it like the next day. It took years. One of them still has it to some degree. It never cleared up. He still kind of slurs a little bit, but the other ones, theirs came back after a few years. Somebody else had it, like one of the stars had it or something like that. It wasn't Justin Timberlake, was it? It was somebody who had it for a second. Maybe it was Justin. But yeah, it goes away. It can go away, but it can be permanent. But yeah, I've seen that, DJ. It's crazy, y'all. What's up, 515? We're about to get up out of here, man. Good to see y'all here. But yeah, it was crazy today. A lot of news we got a chance to see. Cockeyed Cash Patel sit in the background and do absolutely nothing and make everybody wait 6 hours to do that. We got to see they really don't have any information. The dude's still on the loose after 20-something hours or whatever it's been, over 24 hours. The first 48 is really crucial. If he had any help, he's out of the country. If he didn't, he's still here hiding somewhere. You never know. He may have taken his life. There's so much to it. But now they're seeking the death penalty. So you know if this kid is realizing that he's probably going to end up unaliving himself as soon as he gets caught. He don't want to go to jail. But then again, he might think he's going to get treated like Luigi and everybody trying to get him out and shit like that. But I'm pretty sure he'll find some people who will want to do that. I ain't one of them because I ain't care about it that much. But yeah, that probably be a thing. So yeah, that's all I pretty much got. I saw that happening today, and it just threw me off that these people would give us multiple. The first day they gave us multiple information, multiple stories, and then today, multiple stories. What will tomorrow bring? Insane. What about George Clooney? I saw that. Old ball sack did it say so that's so funny. Is Five Alarm okay? What happened? You just got released from ER. You okay? You said release. I got another friend who just left the hospital too. I got to check in on her. Hers was asthma. I don't know, DJ. Did you check in on Tammy? Misty Blues. He got a stroke face. He did. B Money, very much so. Kristen, it could be medication as well. Medication can make you do that too. Depends on what it is. But yeah, it can do that. It can do that temporarily. So that it might make sense that once the drug wears off, he doesn't have that. But whatever that drug is, he needs it. Take care, Demetrius. Appreciate you being here. Take care. All right. Who else we got? Lynn, I saw you. Rooting the Planet Janet. Thanks for being here, Woke Mike. Fuck Donald Trump. You're Donald J. Trump. I see you, Kristen. I see you, DJ. Dennis, I know you're on your way out. I'm trying to give love to everybody here. Woke Mike, I see you. Thank you for your help earlier, Calvin. DC Snipers. It is so much stuff. I forget people's names off the top of my head. When you get older, boy, I'm telling you. In your 50s, these things hit you. What's up, Mastermind Vibes? It'll hit you if you're going off the top of the dome. That's why sometimes I put notes on stuff so I can remember that person's name or a picture or something. I'm getting like Donald Trump. Nah, I ain't that bad at all. He's related to Luigi. That's my vibe. You just never know. In a fat horse body. Get it. That's hilarious. Hey, Marilyn, how you doing? I said from a get-go that he's a white and MAGA. Yeah, I knew that. Well, I didn't want to assume. I know most of the, people who, not I'm gonna say serial killers, but most people who attempt assassinations, not all, but most of them are white. So I kind of had an assumption that he was white. The moment I knew 100% that he was white is that press conference when they wouldn't give out early this morning when they wouldn't give out his name, or not name, they wouldn't give out his race. They were very pensive, like no, and I'm like, why are you here if you're not gonna give up any information? And everything's coming in fast and furious, as fast, and we everything's changing so quick. We're getting all this information, and then you come 5-6 hours later with no more information. You just gave us a picture of some shit that you had earlier. They told you he went off in the woods and dropped his gun, the same shit you told us earlier. The only thing different from what they told us, they showed us a picture of the guy while they were talking. They showed us a picture earlier, but they talked about it and explained it to us. Then they showed us a video of him jumping off the building, which they described, but didn't show us the video. So all day, you brought us the video of the shit you said you had in your office at the beginning of the day. And what pisses me off is these journalists, they're not saying anything about that shit. That's is driving me nuts. They're so in the pockets of police officers, crooked ones even. They're just so in the pocket. And it's like, dude, you need to hold everybody accountable. I ain't saying you got to be mad at police officers, but when they give you false information, don't cover that shit. But hold their feet to the fire like you hold anybody else in a position of power. Hold their feet to the fire when you're trying to get the truth out of them. Nobody's above the law. And you guys give them softball questions so that you don't make them look bad. And I'm like, no, make them look bad so they don't look bad again. Or they're going to get the same, smoke. And you guys sit there and just let it go. They look like they can do it again. Oh, she gonna protect us. So yeah, we don't know exactly. He is not gonna do anything to us. When they get a reporter that really will hold their ass to the fire, they think 3 times or 4 times before sharing information with that person. But when they do come to them and they need their help, they bring facts. And that's what you want. Don't come to me every time if you ain't got no info. I don't want to hear it. But when you got the facts, come on, let's speak about it so we can get it out there. This person is getting less and less able to get caught because you guys got old information. This dude could be in a dress, a kilt, on a boat, living somewhere. He could have been anywhere by now. That's why when you put out information, you want to keep the shit because the first few hours, this fool gonna have on the same outfit. After that, the outfit's gone, and it's just a regular ass white kid with dark hair. We don't even know that, really. Does his hair long? But it looked like I seen it turn around. Dark hair, if he throws away the cap, gets rid of the sunglasses, gets rid of the shirt, and puts on some just regular ass like pants and khakis, you ain't finding him. Obviously, your DNA ain't working with the damn. You had all day today. DNA don't take that fucking long anymore. This ain't fucking like Law and Order. Could you put a rush on that? 17 weeks later, that shit can be found out in seconds now. At the very like longest, a day, 24-hour turnaround. And you don't have it? You haven't exposed it. So why not give all the information so we can catch these people? I don't know. Maybe we'll find something out tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. We don't know. But again, thank you, Azure, Vera. I appreciate you being here. Who else? I said Swift Returns, Nina, all my members and subscribers. I appreciate you and love you. Always trying to give the facts. Let's see what else. Who else is there? Who else? Get back to the top. Woke Mike, I believe I said it already. If I didn't, Woke Mike, thanks for being here. Again, I introduced earlier who came in the room. I know it was, let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. I see you, Lynn. I see Calvin. Yeah. Oh, wow. What happened there? Something changed on my screen. Patel is cockeyed. He is, Kenneth. He cockeyed, Cash Patel. He looking in four different directions with two eyes. It's just crazy. Don't worry, Lynn. You got it next time. I ain't going nowhere, not unless the guy calls me home early. But I'll be good. You know, whenever you can, I appreciate you. You know, I put it up. I always put it up late. Everybody be playing this shit all throughout the show. That's why they got more money than me. That's why their show is better than mine. As far as production value, they got a whole team together because they get to pay for it. I got to do it myself. But I ain't complaining. I love technology. There you go. Anybody wants to donate, they can be a part of it. I appreciate you. Ruth said, I wonder if it was a distraction from the Epstein files. That's a horrific distraction. I mean, if that's the case, Donald Trump literally is guilty as hell for doing all this shit. You go to that extreme, and I think he is anyway. But going through that, you can put a stamp on it that he did it. Thank you, Benny Loco. I didn't get a chance to say to you too. Thank you for being here. Take care, Lynn. Powell Bunyan, the angel of Utah. All right. Of course, we need laughs. You guys have a great night, yo. I will see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully, we have a better day tomorrow with the news instead of having all this nonsense. And hopefully, they caught the person. Again, like I said, I didn't like Cash Patel. I don't like him at all. But I don't like Charlie Kirk. I didn't like him. Sorry, he's gone now. Didn't like him. I'm not going to fake like I do now. I don't wish any death on anybody. And may, prayers for his family and friends and all those who have lost, and especially his babies, all that. Nobody deserves to see or be around a situation where their dad went and started to give some, even though they whacking crazy as shit, some young, crazy, batshit people some joy for a moment. And then got taken. And it appears at this moment, we don't know all the facts, but what we do know is he was wearing MAGA gear. And he's more than likely MAGA. But again, we'll find out more once that person's caught. But you can't put this in the lib department until you actually have some facts that he's a lib wearing that gear. And you don't have that yet, but you do have him wearing the gear. Everything else will unfold later. All right, ladies and gentlemen, You guys have a great night. Y'all be safe. And I will see you when I see you.